they know it's in. They definitely know. Okay, this is our mangrove ecosystem, but we can't really call it an ecosystem because we're lacking the birds and the mammals that the regular ecosystem will have. What this basically represents is this is what you would see in the intercoastal, all along Florida's east coast and west coast, and down in the Keys, pretty much most of those islands started out as mangrove islands. What happens is you got a mangrove plant that's adjusted to salt water. It's able to exclude the salt from entering its body, and it'll thrive in that area. And most of the other native vegetation can't handle the salt water. So the mangroves grow in there, and you see the extensive root systems they have. That's actually an artificial system over there. That's a little red mangrove. It's artificial. The live mangrove on here, we're hoping in the next couple of years will start to grow out over like that. And what happens is the roots provide shelter and hiding places for the baby fish. So most of the fish that you see off of our coast out in the reefs, what they do is they have babies, and they're little larval fish, and they just basically get carried by the current, and they'll get taken back into on the incoming tide, they'll get taken back into the intercoastal. What happens in the intercoastal is the leaves that are on these trees fall in the water, and there's a bacteria that will actually break them down. And all the minute little animals, there's gammas, there's all these little creatures called diatoms that actually eat off of that bacteria, and that's what the larval fish start eating. When they're really small, they'll start to grow. They don't really even look like fish yet, and eventually they'll start to get their color. As they get a little bit bigger, they'll actually move out to the near shore reef, which is our second exhibit here. Now this is a reef that you would see within 20 feet of the shore, 20 foot of water within 200 yards of the shore. Basically the fish start out on the mangroves. As they grow, they get a little bigger, they spend their teenage years out in the near shore reefs. Over time, what will happen is when they get big enough to defend themselves, they develop little defenses. They'll move out to the deep water reef and later on the shipwrecks. And that's usually when they'll start migrating from reef to reef out there. Does anybody have any questions about anything I covered over here? Okay, what we're feeding today, Whole Foods is nice enough to donate all the food that is expiring, all the fish that you see that is coming close to expire, they donate to us. We grind it up and we make something called chum. What this is all kinds of vegetables mixed with all kinds of fish that are expiring. And it's basically a complete diet for pretty much all these small fish that are inside here. Now some of the fish that we have in here, you can see a huge school of sardines, but we also have a couple of sharks swimming around. I guess it's been about 5 or 6 months now, maybe 6. These sharks were actually born here. There's 3 little baby bonnethead sharks. Our female bonnethead shark's in the reef tank over there. She had babies the day of Isaac. So I came in the morning and opened the lights, and there was 15 little baby sharks swimming around. So we ended up keeping 3 of them. We gave some to other facilities. FAU took a couple of them. We also have in here, we have some, this right here is called a whiptail stingray. A lot of people know it as a southern ray. Now these guys will just eat food right out of your hands. They're really smart. They're also a little aggressive, if you don't get the food to them right away. They get a little upset and splash you. A couple of the other fish that we have in here, we actually have a real large whiptail stingray that we just put in. His name's Maui. He's down the other end. He's a little pissed off right now because we just moved him. There's also a Lennox stingray in here. There's 2 of them actually. Those were caught right in the intercoastal, right behind the building here. We also have some birdfish and some balloon fish in here, and there's a couple of spiny lobsters. Even the spiny lobsters will grow in the mangroves when they're really young, and as they get bigger, they'll take the current out into the deeper water. I also have something in here called a sharp-tailed eel. I don't know if he's going to come out today. I'll throw some food over here. Sometimes he comes out. He's a shrimp eater, and they kind of tend to bury themselves completely under the sand until they smell something worth coming out for.
go, then they're gonna come and eat the food again. Look at that shark. Look, it's eating my fish.